Okay, part three, video part three. Okay, let's jump back to your confidential financial statement. Okay, a couple of assets to be aware of that you'll see as I include them in the spreadsheet. We're going to have $1,900 per month in a pension, and then we're going to have $19,500 annually in Social Security income from Joanne. So those will be factored in as well. Now, coming back to your... Oh, and by the way, so you've got these, when I was talking about that 20, just so that you know, that $20,000 lump sum into the policy, I was thinking about it could come from some combination of these assets here, or however you wanted to do that, but that was just the idea. Okay, let's see. Oh, sorry guys, I should have scrolled down. Here's what I'm looking for, is the 401k. Okay, so this 401k, first thing I looked at was, and I know we clarified this last time, where Steve, I know you said that you contribute a certain amount per year. It didn't sound like, or I think the company, you said, just gives you a bonus that they pay into that 401k per year, and I can't remember, I think you said it varied a little bit. So I had to kind of just generalize a little bit as I considered what we ought to do with this portion. So what I did was I said, well, let's just assume, say 10,000 goes into that. That may be too much. If it's too much, you tell me. But maybe some years it's more than that. So I'm just building in a basic 10,000 going in. Now, I saw this and I thought, my goodness, 16.5%, that's amazing. Well, we don't want to bank on, or we don't want to count on that 16.5%. So all that I'm doing is, I was just going to say, well, let's just plan for a very basic 5%, which is probably more realistic. We may be headed over the next couple of years to a bit of a correction. And then hopefully, we're in a big enough window of time, the next 8 years, that there's some opportunity for recovery. And what we're hoping for is about 5%. Okay, so 10,000 going in, 5% return. Obviously, let me know if you'd like me to adjust those numbers. But basically, what that would look like is this. Okay, so beginning balance of 103, 10,000 going in, plus a 5% return. Okay, that's what we do over the next 8 years. And what that would give us is we'd end up at 252,711. Okay, now because, and let me come back to our slides, and I'll kind of, again, I'll sketch this out for us so that we kind of have a feel for our assumptions. Okay, so we've got 10 going in and a 5% rate of return on that balance. Okay, now because these are pre-tax dollars, qualified money, this can't go into the policy. You'd have to pull it, you'd have to pay taxes on it, and then it could go into the policy, which obviously we don't want to do that. There's better, again, tax advantages and sort of tax mitigation is a significant component in this as well. And you taking a lump sum of $230,000 and paying taxes on that, that's not the definition of being tax advantaged. So what we would do then is we would roll that balance into what is known as a SPIA. That stands for Single Premium Immediate Annuity. Okay, a SPIA gives us the highest distribution rate. There is zero correlation to the market. It is the most aggressive rate of distribution, and it is guaranteed, right? So there's no, well, if the market does this, then your income is that. No, that doesn't exist. It is purely a function of a person's age and what the insurance company can guarantee them from 1 year to the next for the rest of their life in the form of a retirement income payout. Another name for SPIA is private pension. You have a pension. This is sort of the private equivalent of that. This is a pool of money going in and a guaranteed stream of income for the rest of your life. Okay. And again, I don't want to get too far into the weeds because I don't want this video. I mean, we're already turning into, this is the third part. We'll have plenty of time to dig into the detail, but the idea there is we take that and we use that to create our SPIA income, and this will give us about $18,000 per year for the rest of Steve's life. Okay? Okay. That's the 401k piece. Okay, I think that's probably good. And now I'm going to dip into I'm going to dip into this piece. Okay, because this kind of brings it all together, bringing all the pieces together. Okay, so beginning at year 8, Social Security income of $19,500, pension of $22,800. Your real estate income, we can begin to start to pull that. And actually, you know what? I may have a typo here on the real estate income. This should still be. Oh no, this is annual. Sorry, this isn't per month. This is annualized. So that's probably still okay. But I may put those down to 0. Just because we want to be as aggressive as we can at paying down that policy loan. So anyway, I'll probably tweak this so that these are 0 and we don't start to actually pull real estate income until we get to that 11th year. Okay, and then we'll have the SPIA income of $18,175. Now, my idea here, because we're not aggressively drawing real estate income yet, even though we want to shut it down and we want to be in a position to walk away at year 8, my idea was, well, let's just pull $25,000 from our policy that year. And then let's pull $25,000 more from our policy in the following year. Okay, so that will help us start to bridge that gap. So you can see that in year 8 and year 9, you can draw 88, 87 of income, or 73, 72 monthly. And this, again, my target was to try to get us, I know your monthly expenses right now are about $7,800, okay? Now, and I know that you said that your expenses would come down probably within the next couple of years. So that 73, 72, I'm hoping is going to be a number or a target that's realistic. Okay. Okay. Now year 10, this is another maybe a little bit of an anomaly where if we needed to take another 25 from our policy in year 10, just so that we're not down at 63. That was another thing I noticed just before jumping on to hit record, but I wanted to get the videos done and we can smooth out all these details, of course. We can get us to the 72, 73 in that year 10. So instead of taking 15 from the policy, we could still take 25, okay? Because you can see that our policy, even though it gave us the ability to acquire all of that real estate, the policy is giving us the ability to draw all of this income over that period of time as well. Okay, so that's supplementing or enhancing our retirement income. So instead of 15 there, maybe we continue to draw 25, and that keeps us at the monthly amount, that target amount that we're looking for. Okay. Now year 11 is when it starts to get a lot more. There's a lot more breathing room because our policy loans are paid back, and now we're just taking this real estate income as income. It's coming to us. And this is part of our monthly budget now. So you can see that becomes, by far and away, our biggest source of retirement income is that passive income from our properties. Okay, so you've got now a bump up to where we can get up to 9,000. And again, because we can build in, right, pension, fixed. I know your Social Security, there's cost of living increases there as well. I didn't build that in. I just kept it at the 19.5 so that we know that these numbers would probably increase over time as well. I don't know if that's the case with the pension, so it's possible these numbers go up. Well, we've built in a cost of or an inflation increase in the real estate, so those definitely go up. The SPIA stays the same, and then I show that fixed amount in the policy. So all of this combines to really give us the ability to meet that income need using the assets that you have: Social Security, pension, real estate that we acquire in the next 4 years, the SPIA, which is the income from your 401k, and then spending our cash value in our policy, using that as a supplement. Okay? Hopefully this gives you some things to think about, and I was actually pretty excited as I started to put these pieces of the puzzle together, and I saw the income that we would have the ability to create. I felt like from our conversation before that this is probably going to get us there. And the beauty of it is, nothing's certain 100%, but it's, Social Security, especially for your generation as opposed to mine, far more certain. There's probably not a risk that you don't get paid your Social Security income. Same with a pension. Those are usually a done deal. Those are usually guaranteed as well. The SPIA is guaranteed. The policy is about as guaranteed as you can get from an insurance standpoint. And then the real estate, again, depending upon when we acquire properties and dollar amounts and that sort of thing. But again, a 10% cash on cash return is doable. And so there's a lot of certainty built into this equation with a little bit of potential to do better. And usually my rule of thumb is if I'm looking for a 10% cash on cash return and I'm not seeing it, well, I'm not going to compromise yet. I'm going to wait for the deal that comes along that meets my metrics, that meets my requirement. But anyway, we can talk about these in greater detail, but I wanted to get the big picture, bird's eye view overview of this game plan to you so that you can start to review it and consider it, and then we can start to talk through questions and some specifics. So, okay, I'm going to wrap this video up now so that I can get these produced and uploaded, and I look forward very much to our call on Monday when we can talk through, and I'll be excited to hear your feedback and your thoughts from what we've created here. But again, there's always tweaking and adjusting that can take place. This is not the one and only option for us, but I view this as being a pretty darn good one. So, okay, thanks guys. Again, appreciate it, and we will talk to you soon.